Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Storytime Spotlight. This is a very special episode because we have our 50th release coming out on the label. And what a better way to start off this interview than with the Storytime record founder himself. Some of you might know him as Alex, some of you might know him as Lowsh. I'd prefer to call him the Seltzer Slayer. How you doing, bud?
What's up, man?
So
It's not like we don't talk every day as it is anyways.
exactly. It's not like we don't talk every day. So to kind of get things going, and I'm just pulling up my notes here. So to kind of get this started off here, what made you decide to start up Storytime?
Yeah, so Storytime, man. We started Storytime back, I think, in like 2011 or 12. I was attending Portland State University at the time, and we used to host and throw like parties, frat parties, dorm parties back in the day. That's kind of how we got our feet wet in the music industry, quote unquote. But really, we started it and we named it Storytime for one main reason is that growing up, we were surrounded by such incredible music. Like so many of our friends made music. There was so much great music coming out. Music was definitely like the driving force in our lives. And we were young, and I mean, still to this day, it's the same feeling. But we just discovered that with each song and with each music experience, there's just such a unique story that comes behind the music, like the story of the artist, the story of the song, time and place, resources, how they created it, what they were going through when they made it. And that all kind of fueled this mental process of like, wow, music is so cool and each song is so unique in its own way. It's kind of like everyone's telling a story. It's kind of like each artist and each song has its own backstory. And so we came up with the idea of Storytime because it's like, hey, we're going to curate this experience, whether it be a show of a unique type of music or whether it be a song that's different, or the artist has this backstory going on. So that's kind of how the name started. And then from there, obviously we've grown. We continued to do events. We did releases, publishing work, obviously studio workshop stuff, which I'm sure we'll get into. But yeah, that's kind of how it started. And to this day, it's the same vision of just giving artists the chance to share themselves, to share their unique stories, and creating an environment where we can celebrate the unique stories of music, the artist, the music itself, the culture, whatever.
Exactly. And for those watching and listening, we didn't start releasing music back in 2011. It was just when the idea was brought up to do the events and everything else that what Alex was talking about. So,
well, we actually had a couple releases way back in the day, but they were not as official, not to the caliber we do it today.
Yeah, not to the caliber we did say. I was just about to say. So, also too, and it depends on how much we want to release and put out there, because I know we like to save up, our future plans. But what future plans are in the works with Storytime Records that we can talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, COVID's kind of thrown a wrench in a lot of like event-related conversations, but we are considering and hoping to get back into the event space after COVID is over, quote unquote, whatever that's going to look like.
Right.
So definitely live events coming up. Also, some virtual events. We have a couple that we're working on right now. Also, the merch game is something we're going to get back into. For example, Matt, you're wearing the OG shirt. So, those are a discontinued shirt, but we're definitely going to come back with a new line. Hopefully this year, it's what we're working on and hoping for. So definitely merch. And then, of course, just a continuation of the workshop series for our artist producers who want to learn through Storytime. And obviously more of these spotlights, which you've been doing a great job on, and just continuing to just find new ways to give artists value. I mean, maybe we'll start doing virtual like 3D, like VR experiences. Who knows? Like, everything's on the table.
Yeah, everything is on the table. And I just want to give a breakdown of what I did my research on for today, because the numbers were pretty up there and I was very happy with this. So this will be our 50th release. We have 40 episodes on the Invader Mix series, which is hosted by Nostalgics. We have 5 episodes with our brand new mix series, The Playbook, which is hosted by Collelo. And then 3 chapters of the book club compilation album, 17 episodes of the Storytime Spotlight, and 13 episodes of the Storytime Studio Workshop series. So we have definitely been busy putting out this content and I'm enjoying it. I'm super happy I get to meet all of these new artists, get to listen to all this new music, put it in our sets, and it's been pretty great. I really enjoyed the compilation series that we started to do. It's a mixture of stuff because we like to put out singles and we like to give some time, but these curations of these albums are really starting to solidify themselves, and they're growing and growing and growing, and it's just super awesome that everyone who gets a part of this becomes friends, and they start collaborating on tracks, and just from the little connection of the book club. So that's super
Yeah.
cool.
I've seen
Like
so many great collabs come out of the artists that we've had. And I mean, artists, go on to do other great things like
yeah,
Lamorne, for example, getting signed to Mousetrap with Dead
yeah,
Mouse. Like that's a huge step. His first release was with Storytime. So
right,
that's just one of those stories that we're always going to remember and talk about. And it's
yeah.
really cool to see that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And we look at it at more of like a family. We're kind of always going to support these artists, even if you don't release with us. We're still going to support your music and support your tracks. It's not, hey, we have a cold shoulder towards you because you're not signing with us or anything. We still love and
Never.
support
Yeah.
the people who do these workshop series, who do the Storytime Spotlight series, and everything that we're doing. We're just growing as time goes. We also do these monthly meetups in the industry where it's either through meetup or through our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go to our website, get subscribed. But we have a monthly meeting where we have people come in, and it's kind of like what's the best wording for these meetups, Alex? How would you describe these monthly meetups that we do?
We call them like a social mixer. It's like an industry networking event. So it's just kind of meant to bring together anybody from the music industry to just meet other people, whether you're an artist, a manager, a publicist, a lyricist, a vocalist, like just bringing people together in one. And obviously, right now it's all virtual. Maybe one day we'll do physical, but bringing them all in together in one space and just having conversations about what's going on in their worlds and collaborating and giving
Yep.
feedback. And with that, I mean, in terms of growth, that particular monthly meetup has been growing.
Oh
And we're
yeah.
talking about maybe doing more of them now, is splitting them up by genre or by certain, whether you are a vocalist or a manager, and just giving people more opportunities. That's
Yeah,
so,
it's definitely have grown, and it's a free meetup. It doesn't cost any money. Like I said, it's just a Zoom link. We send it out, and people just join, and we have good conversation in there. You get to meet some. Alex named the amount of people that go in there. It's all over the industry, so
yeah,
it's definitely something to get yourself involved in. Even if you're not a musician, you just have a passion for music. We have people who join too, just to kind of sit there and kind of almost be like flies on the wall, just to kind of be there, and they put in their 2 cents when we get into discussions. So
yep.
a lot of growth. Super excited for what we have coming up, from the live streams to the actual events, story time takeovers, the compilation series, the spotlights, the studio workshop series, and the playbook mix series. A whole lot of stuff that we have curating, more content for our listeners. So if you've been rocking with us, thank you so much. If you've been watching anything or supporting us, we appreciate it so much. Oh, I forgot. Follow us on Twitter if you don't, because on Fridays we do this thing called the where we put out a link and we ask people to send over their music. And if we like the music, we put it into this playlist called the Storytime Study Hall. And we put, even though the music isn't with our label, we still curate that music into the playlist on Spotify, which is super cool. And we also like to do things called Throwback Thursdays, where we put it out on Thursdays, music that's been released on our label, that's obviously been previously released, giving shout outs to the artists, and it's kind of like a refreshment. So a lot of things that we're doing, a lot of content that we're trying to push everyone's way. So thank you
Yep.
everyone for rocking with us, and thank you, Alex, for starting this endeavor.
As they say, we just getting started.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started. It's the seed that's getting watered, and we're just watching it grow. So I
Yes, sir.
100% agree. All facts, no printer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is I know we talked about this before. Just one of the visions we have, that I've always had with Storytime, is just how with each song, with each release, a lot of other labels will treat a song as just like you release it and that's it, gone in the wind.
Right.
It either
Yeah.
does well or it doesn't. We have a whole different approach, and I think it's something we've curated and talked about, and I'm super proud of it, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
is that we will always find more unique ways to give artists a platform to promote themselves. With each song, obviously we do the release, but we also do these kind of spotlight interviews. We
Yeah,
do
I have
storytime studio sessions, right, where we have them
exactly.
teach their methods if they want to. We do promotional videos, we have mixes come out, we, as we get back into live events, we'll have them play at our shows, things like that. Like there's a lot of things coming in that world, and I'm just really happy that we're able to give that value. I don't know of a whole lot of other labels that do it like that, and I'd like to keep
Yeah.
it. I mean, I always want to make sure we're pushing things to that
Yeah,
next level. That's kind of
absolutely.
one of my values and missions.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to keep pushing that bar, and I really like the fact that it's kind of like a family, helping we push not just the song, but we help push the artist as well. So
Yep.
it's definitely something proud to be a part of. So thank you for having me on board with the team.
Oh,
Um,
for sure, man.
yeah. So I think is Collelo in the
Yeah, I have yep, I can let her in.
all right, let her in. So I'll go back.
Oh,
Hello,
hey.
hello.
Well.
What's up?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I don't know
Can
if
you see
we
me?
can't see your face.
There
There
you
you
go.
are.
Okay, here, I'll take my glasses out.
I was like, okay,
Sorry,
now we
I'm
can see
like
all her
really
emails.
bad with Zoom.
No, you're
That's
good.
all
You're
good.
good. So pretty much you have the questions. I'm gonna go on with the intro and then we'll kind of just go from there. Do a little conversation in and out.
Sounds
Sound
good.
good?
Great to see you.
All
How are
right.
you?
Let's go.
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Miss you, man. Damn, that was so much fun in Vegas.
I know. It was
Oh
so
my
much
gosh,
fun.
I
Alex,
felt. I know. I was like, oh, I wish I was there.
that was a good time. That was a good time for
Dude,
sure.
are you going to EDC?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can get a day pass for my buddy, but we'll see. Are you going?
Of course. I kept my ticket. I got my flights. My
Well,
fingers
Alex
were
will be there.
crossed this whole year that it would happen in May. So I'm like, thank you, universe. So
Right.
I
Well,
got my vaccine.
we'll be
So,
all three of us will be in Vegas, so we definitely gotta link up for sure. Because
hell
Alex,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
he's working the event.
Awesome. Where are
Yeah,
you working at?
I'll be there from May 1st until the 28th of May. So I'll be there the entire month. But we can connect
Damn.
about that off record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll hop right into this.
Okay.
So 3, 2, 1. So, having released 7 tracks with StoryTime Records with tunes, they're out there, HMAWN, on the floor with you, every dance, can't compare, and the 50th release, Move Your Feet. We are honored to have Collelo as our 50th release on the label. Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause.
Thank you.
How you doing today? You
Being
doing
here.
good?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm digging the holy ship shirt, digging the vibes, ain't it?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. They're gonna have an announcement soon
You
for when the
excited?
next event is. So yeah, hell yeah. I'm so stoked.
Is that the Above and Beyond flag you got in Tokyo?
Um, did I? Oh my gosh, my memory is so bad. But I think I did get it in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong? Okay.
Yeah, a few
I saw
years ago
I
at
remember our
ABDC.
conversation. I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago now. Huh.
Right?
Damn,
Just a
time
little bit of time.
flies.
So to hop right into things, having 22 tracks published, where do you get your inspiration to start making music?
Well, that's crazy that you say 22 tracks because like 3 years ago I was like not making music and totally a noob. So just you say that is like freaking epic. But I initially got inspired just from going to music festivals when I was a teenager, like my first festival was Paul Van Dyke, and I remember just being there, loving the vibe, loving the community, and was like, I want to do that. I want to be that DJ, and I want to play music like that. So from then on, I just started learning how to DJ and started producing shortly thereafter.
Nice. Okay. What's something that you feel can kill your creativity?
Well, for me, I feel like my phone is definitely one. I try my best to keep my phone like away from me when I'm producing, like keep it out of the room, but sometimes, I don't. And you just always get notifications and it's such a distraction. So I feel like that definitely can hinder my creativity. And also, I think not having enough breaks can also hinder my creativity, because if I'm sitting there for like hours on end, I start to get kind of uncomfortable. And then if I'm listening to the same loop all the time, you kind of get stuck with the same sound. So I feel like taking a step back for like an hour or maybe like 20 minutes, listening to some music, or I don't know, having lunch or whatever,
Whatever.
helps spark you to be
Yeah.
more creative because you're taking a break, right? So
Well, especially if
and
you're
that's
like
just
drilling that song and you're like, oh, I got to make this happen. And it's like not
Mhm.
happening. You got to take that step back.
Exactly. Yeah, it helps me a lot.
So here, I'll grab the next question here, Matt. We have a little question list. So next question is, when you produce, what are some plugins that you like to use that you think other people should check out?
Well, there is this new plugin that I recently got. It's called, I think it's Newfangled Elevate. It's a limiter. And so I used to always master with just the Ableton stock limiter. And so ever since I discovered this new limiter, it's like so much better. Like you can really tell like the clarity in your tracks, and you can push your track just way further in comparison to just the stock Ableton limiter.
And you do all your own mastering, right?
I do now. I've been learning more and taking a couple lessons from other producers. So they showed
That's
me
impressive.
that
That's awesome.
plugin. Shout out Fetish. Thanks for showing me that plugin. But yeah, that one. And there's another one that I like to use for mixing. It's from Plugin Alliance. I think it's called AB Metric, but it really helps you see like a visualization of your mix. So that really helps well, because I don't have like the best treatment in my room. So
Looks like you got some
definitely
panels
like
back
get
there, which
that
is
one.
pretty nice.
I do. I made it myself.
Oh, really?
A little DIY.
I mean, if it
Yeah,
works, it
yeah,
works.
Yep. It works. Yeah, it's so much better in comparison to before. So
Yeah.
There you go.
I got my little bass traps over there in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we see you, we see
Absolutely.
you. So, who are some artists in the game right now that you think are killing it?
Well, I definitely think Price is killing it. He has so many tracks coming out lately. Fox. There's this new artist that I discovered. His name's Eleganto. He just released
so
an
fire.
EP. Yeah, have you heard his EP on Vibrancy?
Yeah, I just listened to his mix that they just put out too. His mix
Oh
that
my
he
God,
just
it's so
did.
good.
It was super good.
Yeah, so I've really been into his stuff. Of course, I love Nostalgics. Her stuff's really sick. Yeah.
Definitely.
Nice. All right. Next question. Do you have any future songs or events coming up that you would like to share? Obviously, we have our 50th release, which is one, right?
Well, other than that, I can't really say too much because it's too early, but I got a couple songs coming out in October, which is kind of far from now. Maybe a mix and a stream, possibly in May with a new remix. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Awesome.
So
Lining
something's
it
coming
up.
up. So I started this new game called One's Gotta Go. I'm gonna name 3 things, and you have to choose which one's gotta go. Alrighty.
All right, let's go.
First one's gotta go. Dub echo effect, noise effect, or the filter effect.
I feel like I never use noise, so I'm gonna go with noise.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I never use it either. So
Yeah.
You're talking about like on CDJs, right?
Yeah, on the mixer. Yeah.
I
Sometimes
thought
I'll
you were
use
talking
noise.
about.
No, I was
You're
gonna say
talking about
sometimes I'll use
producing.
noise to build up like a transition, like the shh.
So
Yeah.
me and when Collelo just came to Vegas, we did a back-to-back on a mixer, had no effects whatsoever. It was just pure treble, mid, and bass. That was the only thing that was on the mixer, but we made do. But yes, I'm talking about
That's some old school shit.
That was
That's right.
fun.
It was fun. It was fun. And it's on Instagram if you want to go check it out, by all means. But yeah, as far as it comes on the mixer, which one would you say? Dub echo effect, noise effect, or filter effect?
I still would say noise.
Noise.
Just because I use the filter and the echo a lot.
Absolutely. Okay. Not bad.
All right, next one. One's gotta go. Serum, Massive, or Operator. You work in Ableton, right?
I do.
Okay.
literally never use Operator.
That's why I asked, because like,
I know a lot of people love it and I know it's great, but I never really got in the habit of using it. I use Serum, I use Massive a lot. I use Diva a lot, which I really love right now. Yeah.
So a few things. Okay. All right. Well, one's got to go. OTT, EQ, or sidechain?
Oh man, that one's a hard one. I use all of those. Frick. Okay. I feel like I feel like you can write in your own sidechain technically, like with audio. So I would say sidechain, just because I use OTT and EQ. Like you have to have EQ, but sidechain. Does it count if you write in your own sidechain in an audio track? Does that count?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a loose term, right?
That's kind of.
I think that would technically be volume automation if you draw it in.
Okay, yeah, sidechain then, sidechain. It would just take so long though, but you know,
take forever.
You'd make it work.
Well, you know, I've done it before. You kind of draw it in, and you just copy the automation curve, and then just paste it over and over.
True.
Yeah.
It's still a pain to do, but
on the floor, it'd be super simple. But if it was,
because sometimes the side chain just won't give you the right scoop, so you have to draw it back in. And so,
True.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, next one's got to go. These are genres: pop, rock, or reggae.
Reggae. I'm not a fan of reggae.
Interesting. Okay.
I knew you were gonna.
You know, I was gonna say that.
I knew you were gonna say.
And I live in Maui.
I know.
The reggae island.
Okay, then to kind of switch it up, then one's got to go: house music, dubstep, or trap.
Well, everyone knows I'm not gonna say house because that's my shit right there. I would say
Plot
dubstep.
twist. I'm just kidding.
Dubstep.
Dubstep. Okay.
Which is funny because remember,
trap producer. No.
You used to make some dubstep, remember? Kind of back in the day.
I did, but it was one of those things where it's like that was this super popular thing, and I was like so new and.
Mom, it's not a phase.
And not even producing. It was me.
Not a phase.
I didn't produce yet. I just mixed. So that's what all my peers were mixing. It was kind of like I was peer pressured into doing it, but I found my niche. House is where it's at for me.
Yeah, well, and you kill that niche, so that's perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Next one's got to go. I think I might know the answer to this one already, or maybe not. Cell phone, laptop, or TV.
TV.
There you go. Okay.
Not a huge fan of binging TV shows.
I mean, the only time I really watch TV is like right before I'm gonna go to bed. And then half the time I'm playing video games. So I'm not even really, I mean, does that count? Because you're using a TV, but you're not really watching a show, right?
True.
Loose term again. A loose term.
I know, right? Dang.
What video games do you play?
Right now, I just restarted Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch.
Oh, so fun.
I love that game. I hope they come
hours of gameplay. I love the open world format. It's so fun.
Yeah, that's my favorite type of game is like Skyrim or like Final Fantasy,
Fable.
like adventure games. Yep, Fable.
Yeah, Fable's a classic. Wow, I haven't played Fable in so long.
Yeah.
Oh my God, me too.
Supposedly they're coming out with a new one, and they have a new expansion for Breath of the Wild coming out. I think they said this year as well. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's just an expansion. So like
I think or something like Breath of the Wild 2 is what it's called or something. But yeah.
Oh yay! I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, going on to that, I really do appreciate you coming in here. I definitely wanted to give a big shout out to you for the 7 releases on StoryTime Records and showing us mad love, constantly giving us records that we love putting out and throwing into our mixes. So thank you again for all that you do. Is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to or anything that you would like to promote?
Just go check out my new track, Move Your Feet.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And then
we'll
Alex,
put a link to it in the video on YouTube too.
Yeah,
once it's posted.
And then Alex, what about you? Since we're wrapping things up here, is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to or anything you would like to promote?
I mean, honestly, just shout out to you guys for just being awesome, for Matt for continuing to just kill it with those Storytime spotlights, all the releases. Collelo's been killing it too, and her new mix series, the playbook, just that level of curation and the way that she creates the mixes is so great.
Thanks.
Yeah, and everyone that's involved with Storytime, obviously, Frizz, Christian, yeah, just
Yeah,
everyone who's been helping out. I'm thinking like whoever's like currently working on a project. I mean, we could talk about like Bobby,
right.
Keandra, Josue, Eddie, people that have been involved with Storytime over the years, and just super proud and happy to see where everything's headed, and really happy to have you guys.
Yeah.
It's like family.
Here.
It is a family. It is a
I
family.
would love to go to some kind of Storytime meetup and meet everyone,
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
We're getting something planned here. So once we get everything official, we'll put out the information. But yeah, we're definitely curating, working on some stuff. So
awesome. Looking forward to it.
There we go. There we go. Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in and watched this very special episode of the Storytime Spotlight with the founder of StoryTime Records, Lowsh, and with our 50th released artist, Collelo. Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day.